Welcome everybody. I'm Keith Sutton with Arkansas Farm Bureau, and today I'm talking with one of my co-workers, Brandy Carroll, who is Director of Commodity Activities and Market Information. Welcome, Brandy.
Thank you.
We're going to talk a little bit today about something that happened last Friday. The U.S. Department of Agriculture released their September crop report, and we want to dig into that a little bit and give folks some information they might be able to use. So let's talk about what came out.
We'll do that. So on Friday, USDA did release their September crop report and also the new supply demand estimates for the month. The big news is really in corn and soybeans. Since the August report, the storms in Iowa really devastated the crops there. And so USDA resurveyed a lot of farmers, which is not necessarily something they would do this time of year. But as a result of that, the corn harvested acreage was lowered by 550,000 acres.
Wow.
You know, that's a big drop for farmers. It indicates the seriousness of that storm. So, but farmers are still expected to set a record yield this year. So they were lowered 3.3 bushels from the August report, but they're still up 11.1 bushels from 2019, and which means the expected yield this year is still 178.5 bushels. So we're still expected to harvest a really good corn crop. That did pull things down. So harvested acres are now pegged at 83.5 million acres, and the projected average on-farm price was raised 40 cents to $3.50 a bushel on that cut in production. If you look at the price chart, we did see some real strength on the December futures chart since that report. Futures do continue to trend higher. There is a potential double top that may provide some resistance in the short term. But as we look forward to future crop reports in October, if we see further cuts in production, we could see those prices go a little higher.
Well, that's sort of a good news, bad news situation. Of course, we've all had our friends in Iowa in our thoughts and prayers. They had just a devastating storm, but there is some good news in that report, and I think it's probably going to be the same with soybeans. You want to talk about soybeans now?
Sure. The harvested acres were not decreased in this report. There were a lot of farmers who reported that they were still undecided and still evaluating their soybean crop. So harvested acres stayed pegged at 83 million. But you know, that could change in future reports. So as we look out to the October, November reports, we could see that change. That is still up 11% from 2019. They did cut the projected yield, just like they did in corn, to 51.9 bushels per acre, but that's again still a U.S. record. Wow. It's down from 53.3 bushels per acre in the August report, but if realized, that would still set a record. It does reflect a 112 million bushel cut in total production, and so that pegs the crop at 4.3 billion bushels. Also good news in the supply demand report, they added 90 cents to the projected on-farm price, bringing that to $9.25 a bushel. If we look at the futures charts, the next resistance, we're testing resistance at $10. It's been since 2017 since we saw prices that high for soybeans. We've also seen a lot of support from strong exports, and there are a lot of things on the balance sheet that look a little bit better for soybeans, despite the fact that we're going to have a big crop.
Well, we always appreciate you taking time to get us up to speed on what's going on with the markets and the commodities, and certainly we'll try to visit with you again soon and maybe take a look at some of our other commodities on our next visit.